Before I joined BrighterFutures, I was into the streets, so running around like doing some kind of bad things, roaming with the bad boys. I was very, very stressed because I was not that free.
I was one of courtesans in Nigeria, so that time I'm always busy fighting around, fighting with someone. I said, it's not my fault. They forced me to join courtesan.
For many years, Nigeria has faced the complex and growing threat of serious and organized crime. Criminal networks originating from within the country have far-reaching impact extending beyond borders to affect not only communities in Nigeria itself, but reaching across Africa and as well as the United Kingdom and other European nations.
For the UK, this is a really important priority right now. So 40% of all crime in the UK that's reported is fraud. Of that, 70% has some kind of international nexus. I think a safe, prosperous and secure Nigeria is obviously in Nigeria's interest, but it's also in the UK's interest as well.
The BrighterFutures program was created in response to this threat, funded by the UK government and delivered by TAG International.
We are focusing on the prevent approach. So the prevent model seeks to target vulnerable people, young people who are on a pathway to joining serious and organized crime. And we divert them by giving them alternative pathways via mentoring, coaching, all sorts of different interventions that could take place so that we cause a mindset shift.
Yes, we were having problems with the youths who are involved in serious organized crimes, like cultism, cybercrime, and armed robbery. So with this intervention now, where we were able to do some mentoring, skill acquisition, we succeeded in getting some youths out of these serious and organized crimes.
People say poverty causes crime, right? But not all poor people are criminals. So what is really, really critical is the mindset shift and the resilience that we build into these beneficiaries to see the change that we want. So that mindset shift alone has had, immense impact on the young people that we've been dealing with.
To date, BrighterFutures have directly supported over 1,000 vulnerable youths, 85% of whom have disengaged from serious and organized crime pathways.
They are now making a living from the skills they learned from this program. So the ones that benefited from this program are actually our ambassadors.
Let me say I was in the darkness, but now I can see the light. I learned so many things. First of all, we were taught on how to know our 5 goals, on how to know how to pursue the future, and how to plan ahead. Through BrighterFutures, I went to study more about fashion, which you can see I'm doing. I saw different kinds of clothes, cargo, streetwears, anything fashion, I'm good at it.
He helped me a lot. He's a very nice man to me. He changed my life. If not because of him, I would have been in jail now or dead. Different is clear. I have my own work now. I'm always busy. But that time, I was ras, fighting around. But now, I'm feeding myself, feeding my family.
BrighterFutures isn't just about working with young people and communities. It's also about transforming the judicial systems.
So I think when we began this program, prevent wasn't something that was a commonly understood term, wasn't something that the Nigerian law enforcement authorities really understood, and it was a novel concept.
Law enforcement has focused more on enforcement, trying to arrest kids. It has not worked here in Nigeria. So working with communities and government has helped us to adapt, prevent and contextualize it to the needs of the communities here in Nigeria.
The Nigerian police are reviewing their training curriculum to adopt prevent methodology so that even when we exit, they can continue running prevent-led or prevent-focused initiatives.
In addition to the delivery of interventions and police training, Strategic communications also played a vital role in expanding the reach and impact of BrighterFutures program and reducing tolerance for criminal groups at the community level. Effective communication campaigns have been essential in creating the environment in which prevention efforts could take root and succeed. BrighterFuture has now been adopted at the highest levels. The Prevent approach has been formally integrated into Nigeria's national policy framework.
Right. From the onset of the program, we've been working with a lot of government stakeholders to ensure that buy-in and take-up from the government partners as well. Some of the state governments who have began to contribute funding into the program. In Zamfara State, for example, we have the Zakat Commission who have taken on this program, expanded the scope of the program beyond our 2 pilot local governments to all 14 local governments in the state. So I think that is something really, really remarkable, and that makes me very proud as well.
What began as a UK-founded pilot has grown into a national movement. BrighterFutures has proven that prevention works.
The uniqueness of this program is the fact that it's a community-driven program, right? So the communities are the ones who come together, map out the crimes and criminalities in their localities, identify the communities or areas where they feel are most crime prone, identify what are the drivers that lead the young people to get into these kinds of crimes. And with that, we have seen that there's a sense of ownership because they believe that it's theirs.
You get to see the real people who are doing the work, the real young people whose lives are being changed and transformed, and they tell their stories. That's one of the things that make me really proud about the program.
My joy is that we've been able through the program to touch lives. You know, these are not just numbers. I can point to the youths, I can see them. And that for me is something that is so fantastic.
Yes, I'm proud of him now. Yes, because when I picked him, he was nobody. But thank God today, he is married with kids and he's doing fine now. Yes, I have confidence in him now.
I believe it will take me very, very, very far. I feel amazed. I feel free. I feel happy.